Hey guys, this is Punisher from WalkingDeadArmy.com and Don't Revive Me Bro, and I'm going around trying to test stuttering and the effects that can cause stuttering on your PC. In effect, I have this problem with mine on certain situations, especially on these new Dragon's Teeth maps. So I am on Pearl City and I'm running around. Now I am running an Ultra, as you can see here, and running on Mantle. And I'm going to switch things down, just play with graphics and stuff to try to get to force stuttering on my PC. Now what I'm doing here is I'm actually setting this up to what I would actually run in normal game-to-game situation. And because I like to run for performance, not for look, so I try to run in low, keep my mesh in ultra. That way I can see enemy markers at a distance and keep everything, keep my AA off and all that stuff. I don't need to run ambient occlusion and all that good stuff. So anyway, I switched that to try to pull as much frame rates as possible. Now I'm running my performance graph, you can see in the bottom left corner, and you could tell the two things it's graphing right now. It's graphing frame times for your CPU in yellow and your GPU, which is in green. And basically frame times is the amount of milliseconds it takes for your processor, whether it's the graphics or the computer processor, to process a frame. Okay. So then it's measured in milliseconds, and basically you take that and use it to divide 1,000 to convert it to seconds, and you will get frames per second. Okay, and typically what 15 milliseconds of frame time equates to about 65-66 frames per second. So anyway, I am running, you can see my frame rate counter is in the top right corner, and I'm around 80-90 frames per second. And this is one of the areas where I was noticing some stuttering earlier. Now, I'm just running around testing stuff out. I can't really get any stuttering. This is an empty server though, and the more server load you have, due to population, I've noticed that forces a lot more stuttering. Okay, now what I have done is I've switched over to DirectX 11. That's going to cause my CPU to have more loading. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to run as many frame rates because, of course, my CPU is taking more load, and my graphics card isn't. You can notice my graphics card is frame times is a lot lower than my CPU frame times, which means that my CPU's got a lot more load on it than my GPU does. Which, for unoptimized maps, this can happen. What you would really like to have is your CPU and your GPU around the same frame times. Okay, that means that you're getting full optimization. So what I have done now is I have switched up to full ultra, and this is something I want you to notice, and this is what I have found out. Listen to my audio real quick. One of the things that I've noticed is that I'm getting this stuttering now on my CPU, and there is a common spacing between the stuttering. And I was going, why? What would cause that spacing? Is it some sort of timing thing on the CPU? But what is it? And I'm watching it, and then it kind of occurred to me, because guess what? I used to be a sonar tech. I used to analyze sound for a living, and it hit me like a ton of bricks when I saw it. Is that a lot of these stutters are happening based on the sounds that the soldier's making when he's running or moving around. And it just happens on certain areas of the map. Now my theory behind this is that when your CPU comes under a lot of load, as you can see here, I'm in red frames. I'm down to like 46, 47 frames. My CPU and my graphics card are now taking a lot of load. I think when your CPU gets under a ton of load, you start seeing these little audio spikes, CPU spikes, that are related to audio as you're running around on your on the maps. And you can see here I'm jumping around, the sound kind of goes away and then comes back as I start running again. So I kind of think that this might have something to do with some of the stuttering. Now, like I said, this is highly dependent on your CPU, I think, because it's really dependent on just how much load your CPU can handle and how much it processes. So one of the reasons we're probably not seeing this in Mantle, of course, because CPU's, of course, not loaded like it would be under DirectX 11. But you can clearly see there is a a definite common spacing between those stutters, and it just so happens to be related to running. And it just so happens to be when some parts of the, in areas of the map where it takes more load CPU, like that area there, I was over 90 frames per second. But notice I'm back down to 60 and 50 now. The CPU's more load, and you start seeing the stuttering come back. And even more so now that I'm in 43, 45 frames per second. So now I'm running Realtek audio drivers. I'm running the last update I had was from the 29th of March. Version is 6.0.1.6873, and that's the latest version I can get to actually work with my headset and be able to get stereo mix to work at the same time. Newer versions I cannot get it to work, so this is the the version that I use. I'm also running my processor. It's an AMD FX 6200, and I'm running it right now at stock frequency 3.8 gigahertz. It is a 6-core processor. My GPU is an HD 7950, and I'm currently running the 14.7 release candidate or beta driver that they released a couple weeks ago. And currently, of course, running both the X11 and Mantle. You can see what I'm having here. My card is 3 GB of RAM, VRAM. I also have 8 GB of system RAM, and I'm trying to think. I guess that's about all you really need to know about the system. But definitely, there's something going on with audio, something with the drivers, and it's just related to your kind of sounds that come directly from your solder, whether you're running. Sometimes it'll spike on just seeing uniform sounds or something like that, I've noticed. But I've been wondering what that was, and I hadn't really put 2 and 2 together until it just kind of hit me all of a sudden. And you can see here I've kind of lowered my graphics a little bit. You're still seeing the rhythm. You're still seeing those spikes that are spaced out, but they're don't seem to be quite as bad as they were until you put a lot of load. Now see, I'm not moving there, so it's kind of slowed down or dropped. But yeah, so definitely this is an issue. At least it is for my rig. So anyway, I hope this can help you guys out, Dice, if you're watching this, and I appreciate y'all taking a look at it, and hopefully we'll see something here in the future to kind of help eliminate this and try to get these maps a little more optimized so that take some of this load off the CPU. Anyway, guys, that's it. I hope y'all have a great week. We'll talk to you later. See you on the battlefield. Bye.